Hello and welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's start.
The night my father demanded I give my brother 20% of my restaurant, he had no idea he was about to lose everything instead. Tonight you're going to sign over 20% of this restaurant to your brother. My father said it calmly, like he was asking me to pass the salt. He was sitting at table 5, the best table in the entire restaurant, right next to the tall window overlooking the glowing streets outside. No reservation, no phone call. Just walked in like the last 5 years of silence had never happened. My mother sat beside him, scrolling through her phone like the conversation didn't concern her. My younger brother Eric leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, scanning the restaurant like he was already part owner. But he wasn't, because I built this place myself. Every chair, every light, every plate that left the kitchen. The sign above the door reads Clara's Table, my name, my work, my life. 20 minutes earlier, my manager had found me in the kitchen while I was checking the dinner service. "There's a family at table 5 asking for you," she said carefully. I already knew who it was. I hadn't spoken to them in 5 years, not since the night I left their house with one suitcase and $90 in my wallet. I walked out into the dining room, the smell of grilled herbs and garlic filling the air. The restaurant buzzed with quiet conversations and clinking glasses. Everything about this place existed because I refused to give up. My father looked up and smiled like he was proud of me. "There she is," he said. "Our successful daughter." I stopped beside the table but didn't sit down. "You need to leave," I said. My mother sighed dramatically. "We just got here." "You drove 3 hours without calling," I replied calmly. "You can leave the same way." My father slid a folder across the table. "We already had a lawyer prepare the paperwork," he said. "Sign tonight and Eric becomes a silent partner, 20%. I didn't even touch the folder. "You drove all the way here expecting me to give away part of my business?" "Your brother needs help," my mother said softly. Eric finally spoke. "Nice place," he muttered while looking around. "Didn't expect it to be this big." "Leave," I said again. My father leaned forward, lowering his voice. "You owe this family." That word again. Family. The word they used every time they wanted something from me. My mind flashed back to the day I turned 18, the day I discovered a $27,000 loan in my name, a loan I never signed, a loan my father had taken out to help Eric start his business. That business collapsed within a year. It took me 3 years of double shifts to pay off the debt they created. They never apologized. "I'm busy tonight," I said. "My manager will bring you the bill." My father's smile disappeared. "You might want to think carefully," he said quietly. "I still know the people who helped you open this place." A threat. Subtle, but obvious. I stared at him for a long moment. "Fine," I said finally. "Come back at closing, 10 o'clock. His smile returned instantly. "That's my girl." I walked back into the kitchen and sent one message: "I need you here tonight." The reply came seconds later. "On my way. Don't sign anything." My lawyer arrived just before 10. Her name is Rebecca Lawson, and she's the kind of person who can destroy someone in court without ever raising her voice. She listened quietly while I explained everything. When I finished, she asked one question. "Do you still have proof about the loan they took out in your name?" "Every receipt," I said. She smiled slightly. "Good. Then let's turn this around." At exactly 10 o'clock, I walked back to table 5. This time I sat down. "I thought about what you said," I told them. My mother looked relieved. "I'll help Eric." My father relaxed immediately. "But it has to be structured properly," I added. I placed my phone on the table. "I'm recording this conversation for my accountant." My father shrugged. "Fine." I opened the folder Rebecca had prepared. "This isn't ownership," I explained. "It's a business loan from my company to Eric." "A secured loan?" Eric frowned. "What does that mean?" "It means if the business fails, I get my money back through your assets." My father waved his hand. "Standard paperwork." Eric hesitated for a moment. Then he signed. My father signed next without reading. My mother followed. 3 signatures, just like that. My phone vibrated on the table. A message from Rebecca. Debt transfer complete. I looked up slowly. There's something you should know, I said. Eric frowned. What? The investors you owe $160,000 to, I said calmly. I bought their debt this morning. The table went completely silent. You what? Eric said. They were happy to sell it, I replied. My father stared at me. What does that mean? It means I'm now your creditor. I slid the signed papers toward them. And thanks to the agreement you just signed, that debt is now secured against your house. My mother's face turned white. You can't do that. I met my father's eyes. And the recording we just made, I added quietly, also includes your admission about the loan you took out in my name. His face froze. That's fraud. I'm not reporting it tonight, I said calmly, but I could. Eric stared at me like he had never seen me before. I stood up slowly. For 5 years, I rebuilt everything you broke. My credit, my life, my future. I gestured around the restaurant. And this place, I built it alone. I pushed the documents toward Eric. You owe me now. And for the first time in this family, I picked up my phone. The debt belongs to the person who created it. Then I walked back into my kitchen, and that should have been the end of the story. But the next morning, I received a call that changed everything again. And if you want to hear what happened next, the part my family never expected, make sure you subscribe and stay with me, because the truth about what they did after that night is even more unbelievable.